Hello, my name is Mr. Brainstad, Mr. B from the future. With my technological genius and quantum physics expertise, I have successfully developed a time travel lanyard prototype. And judging from the epicness of my mustache, I have only become more awesome in time. But on a more serious note, I've traveled back from the future to warn you about a grave danger that's approaching Mr. B, Camelot School, and the entire community of Brookings. But first, let me give you a little background information about the beginnings of Camelot.
Long ago, before construction began on Camelot Intermediate School, there roamed a dark knight in Brookings, and he was not the cool kind of dark knight like in Batman. This sinister dark knight wreaked havoc on the entire town, especially the youth of the community that he corrupted and led to the dark side of not finishing homework. I know, uber scary, right? This went on for years until our noble principal and the lords and ladies of Camelot and the knights of social studies banished him from the lands of Brookings through their strength, teamwork, and intelligence. He was sentenced to serve an eternity as the mascot for the O'Gorman Knights. However, the Dark Knight has spent years plotting his revenge during half-times of O'Gorman games, and this is the year he finally sets his dark plan into action. At the conclusion of this school year, with an army of dark squires, who don't finish their homework or clean their rooms, the Dark Knight overtakes Mr. Bolstead, steals his identity, and impersonates him as the fifth-grade teacher. For decades, the Dark Knight has pretended to be me, corrupting fifth-grade students and teaching them incorrect social studies. He even had the nerve to claim that George Washington was the first person to reach the moon. His army of dark squires has grown over time. Meanwhile, I've had to spend the past 3 decades in exile as my identity has been taken from me. I have adopted a new name in the future, Mr. Brainstad, and I have spent the last 3 decades toiling to right this wrong. Now, with my invention of my time machine lanyard, I have the power to set things right.
To become a true knight of social studies, one must demonstrate the courage, character, and intelligence needed to oppose our enemy. The only way to prevent the Dark Knight from rising to power is to take away the source of his power, his army of dark squires that he corrupts. To do this, the noble fifth-grade elder statesmen of Camelot must rise up to become knights of social studies. You must work to master the standards of social studies by the end of this year to be knighted. And I will help you along the way by traveling into the past with my time travel lanyard to interview famous historical people to gain first-hand knowledge of their experiences. I like to call it social studies in a snap. Catchy, right? However, you must not tell Mr. B about my existence. It would destroy the space-time continuum if he were to find out about my epicness from the future. Plus, he'd probably ask me really annoying questions about what's going to happen in the future, like, how many kids do I have? Can I fly in the future? How many times do the 49ers win the Super Bowl? And let me tell you, it's a lot of times. Within this year's group of social studies students, there is a group with great character and courage. But their intelligence in matters of social studies, it needs a little bit of work. So I will help you master the standards of this year's social studies curriculum by using my time travel lanyard to travel back in the past to interview famous historical figures. That way, you will become knights of social studies and be able to vanquish the Dark Knight. So it's up to you. Join me now, a new band of leaders, of future Knights of Social Studies. We must unite to rise up against the Dark Knight, to overthrow his tyranny and reclaim Camelot and Brookings once and for all. Get it? Got it? Good. Until next time, adios.